Who's ready for something that's absolutely chaotic? Now, this of course isn't Knuckles Chaotix for a 32X, but rather Sonic Chaos for the Sega Game Gear. This game, yes, I do own it physically, but I have no real history with this one like I do with Sonic 1 or 2 on Game Gear. I didn't actually play this game itself until a few years ago. As with the previous reviews in the Sonic 8-bit Marathon, Sonic 8-bit-a-thon, whatever we're calling it, we are looking at both the Master System and Game Gear versions. Starting with the 8-bit version of Sonic 2, the Master System versions of these games did not come out in North America. But is it worth picking up anyway, either whether it be on a virtual console service, physically, Master System, or otherwise? Well, that's what we're going to find out in today's review. Welcome to Stuff We Play, home of everything weird and retro. If that sounds cool to you, why not subscribe? Sonic Chaos for the Sega Game Gear and Master System. Why is it called Sonic Chaos? Well, that's simple. There's an added focus on the Chaos Emeralds here. Yes, there's only 6 once again, and yes, you can only get 5 in regular play, and Robotnik has a 6th one. But unlike Sonic 1 and 2, the 8-bit versions, where the Chaos Emeralds were just scattered throughout the stages, this one actually has special stages. And these are perhaps the easiest special stages to get to in an entire series. To get to a special stage, you just need to get 100 rings. That's it. And that's much easier than most other Sonic games, because there are ring boxes everywhere. In fact, a lot of stages just have outright rows of ring boxes. They wanted you to get these rings. Kind of reminds me of New Super Mario Bros. 2 in that way, except it feels a bit less shallow, and there's even less of an incentive to get rings once you've gotten onto emeralds. But whoa, why are we going after the Chaos Emeralds? Well, as you can see from the title here, Robotnik's doing something evil, and so it's up to Sonic and Tails, who's fully playable and not kidnapped this time, to go stop him. I don't actually know what the story is here, so Robotnik's decided to turn away from turning animals into robots and instead decided to go hunt the most dangerous of all prey. Man. And thus it's up to you as Sonic and Tails to stop Eggman from committing murder, or something like that. Now, what's an interesting side note here is that in Japan, this game was called Sonic and Tails. In fact, Sonic Triple Trouble, its direct sequel, was called Sonic and Tails 2 there. I don't really know why they changed the name here though, but maybe it's because the Sonic 2 and Game Gear cartridge technically had Sonic and Tails in the cart and they didn't want to confuse people. Gameplay wise though, this is the best Sonic has felt on an 8-bit system yet. His momentum is a bit closer to how it was in Genesis games. There's actual loops that work properly there. I mean, yes, there were in Sonic 2 as well, but they were a little janky. There's not a lot of differences between Sonic and Tails here. Of course, Sonic can run, jump, spin dash and all that, and Tails can fly, though he can only fly from a standstill here, so I didn't really use that ability much. What's also strange is only Sonic can go for the Chaos Emeralds. Tails de facto gets the good ending, meaning that if you want to make this easy game even easier, you play as Tails. And what makes this game so easy? So along with the fact that there are ring boxes everywhere so you can easily get to Chaos Emeralds, levels here are super short. Even late game zones can be beaten in under 30 seconds, and people complain about the lengths of stages in Sonic Forces, I swear. That's not to say the stages here are bad or badly designed, they're just easy. There doesn't seem to be that many enemies, and the bosses here are pretty easy, especially, just look at this one. I'm just bouncing on his head, poor bastard. The only real challenging parts here are the special stages, which admittedly offer a decent bit of challenge and are pretty cool. This game has gimmicky power-ups much in the same vein as Sonic 2, the 8-bit version, in the form of the rocket shoes and the spring shoes, but these honestly control pretty well. I really like these. No hang gliders here, thankfully. And the only other real challenging part was the final boss, where Robotnik can kill you in one hit even if you have rings, which is a little cheap, but once you get his pattern down, you'll have him defeated in no time. You really just need to bounce on his head once in this form. No matter what version you're playing of this game, whether it be Master System or Game Gear, you could probably beat this in 20 minutes, maybe a little over half an hour if it's your first time. It's not hugely difficult, especially if you're playing as Tails. As far as the two versions go, I'd say the Master System is definitely a bit better because yes, there's no screen crunch. That's not to say it's a bad game, it's just a particularly easy game. And there's some cool gimmicks here, like look at these roads and Gigapolis zones. It's cool stuff, and there's definitely a lot of good here. I mean, the soundtrack's great, and it looks vibrant, and the sprites are definitely bigger than they've ever been before, but it just seems to be missing something. And perhaps that something is another minute or so in each stage. It feels a little rushed in that sense. I mean, it's not buggy or anything, it's just short and easy. If you have not played a Sonic game before, I'd highly recommend playing Sonic Chaos, because it is so short and easy that you can easily get a hang of it and then transition to some of the harder games. But even then, you may be better off off just playing Sonic 2 or 3 and Knuckles on the Genesis. What's also pretty interesting though is I mentioned some ROM hacks in the previous versions, both in the form as Sonic 1 FM for the Master System and Sonic 2 LD for the Game Gear. I couldn't really find the hacks of Sonic Chaos, except for one called Sonic Chaotic, but it just makes it harder in arbitrary ways, such as making it so that you don't turn into a ball when you jump, and that's meh. But Sonic Chaos is a good game, and if you like what you see here, you can get it on a variety of virtual console services, collections. Just look around, it's an easy to find game. I'd recommend it, but not nearly as much as the later Genesis games or even most of the other Game Gear and Master System games. But speaking of which, next time when we take a look at the Sonic series, we're going to be looking at an 8-bit Sonic game that was not officially released on the Master System. The only one of the 5 we've been looking at so far that's exclusive to the Game Gear. So, before I ramble on, what are your Sonic the Hedgehog memories? Have you played Sonic Chaos? Did you like it? Let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're at it, why don't you subscribe to Stuff We Play for more great content like this. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Stay classy, and I'll see you next time.